Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Let's take a look at Paldea Evolved, one of the best sets to come out in the Scarlet and Violet era, and see if it's a good time to pick up singles. I like to pick up singles usually when a card has dropped 30 to 50% from its highs, or usually around the 6-month mark after a set has been released. So Paldea Evolved came out in June of 2023, so over a year ago, and as you can see, it was $90 for a long time, and then just recently it's been started spiking during when the market was hot. So if you're still an investor, you had a great opportunity to pick up these booster boxes for mad cheap at $90 a box. First card we're gonna look at is gonna be Skeledirge, my favorite starter in the Paldea region. Release date price of $18, hit a low of $10 around the 6-month mark around January. So it came out in June, January is gonna be the 6-month mark. Now it's slowly been creeping up ever since, gradual increase. So this one's more organic versus you can see a lot of cards that are just spiked up overnight from buyouts. I don't want to speculate too much on investing and what cards will increase in value, but usually in my eyes, starters and legendaries are like the safest bets when it comes to card appreciation in the long run. Now we have Tinkaton, who has been holding steady around the $15 mark ever since release. As you can see, the chart has just been up and down gradually, slowly going higher, but overall just up a couple bucks, down a couple bucks. So one of those cards I think that could be a fan favorite in the long run, but we'll have to wait and see. Next up we have Chien-Pao, one of my personal favorite Pokemon designs in the new generation, and I was very happy to pull this card as the SIR in my booster box opening. But this card is a very easy card to time when you want to pick it up. It's very playable, so whenever it's playable, not a good time to pick it up. When it's not playable, currently in the meta, great time to pick it up. As you can see, there's two waves of it. High of $28 in the last wave when it was playable again, but when it was not playable, which is currently like right now, it's going down in value, hit a low of $17 when it was not relevant. Next up we have Chi-Yu. Now this card is just a piece of art. It's an amazing piece of art. The light breaking through the water, this is a card that is just amazing. It's like one of the best artworks in this Scarlet Violet block in general. But the price has always been a $15 card, right? Hit that low, $14. It's always been steady around that price. Then artificially buyouts happen, bump that card up to a $40 card, which is like a 3x on your card overnight. And so that's when it's a good time to sell these cards if you're looking to get rid of them. If you're not a fan favorite of any new Gen I Pokemon, which is probably the case for a lot of these cards, that's why they're only $15, $20. If you can see, compared to later generation or earlier generations where the cards value are crazy high compared to Gen I Pokemon. This card has nearly given it back all its gains. It's down 46% from its high, sitting at $22, so just $6 more than where it was at. Next up we have Tyranitar, my personal favorite card in this set. Release date price of $31, hit a $16 low right on the 6-month mark, so a 50% drop right there. And then now all of a sudden it spiked up to $46, and now it's giving back all its gains pretty much, down 39%, sitting at $28, so back to below release date price. So all these cards are always going to go below release date price, so that's a good indication of when you should buy the card once it's below release date price. Next up we have Raichu, a card that I did not expect to be this valuable, to be honest, because it was just an illustration rare. So when I pulled it, I didn't really react to it, right? It came out of the same booster box that I pulled Chien-Pao in. But Raichu is a fan favorite, and maybe the artwork doesn't work for me, but it does work for a majority of people because it is a high value card sitting at $37. So it's one of those cards that did not give back all its gains. So a lot of the risk you take when you don't buy a card within the first 6 months, or I guess when you see a big dip in the value, is that cards will inflate over time just because supply and demand situation or buyouts happen, and the card won't decrease below the previous low. So now this Raichu card might just hover around $30, even though for a whole year it's like a $15, $20 card. Actually, I learned over time is that that first window of the dip is a great buying opportunity because there's so much supply out there immediately from all the packs that are open, and afterwards supply kind of dries up, and then FOMO hits the market or anything gets speculated, short print run, no reprints, and cards will inflate, and then it doesn't really go back down to its previous lows. Next up we have Iono, which is a super playable card and really one of the top big chase cards in the Scarlet Violet era. Release date price of $132, now sitting at $60. That's over a 70% drop. I mean, the change right now is only 37% from what you can see in the 1-year chart, but yeah, it's been gradually dropping for over a year now, and I think there's just been so many reprints of this card that it just has crashed that market for this waifu card. And the top chase card in the set is the Magikarp. Overall, one of the top chase cards in the Scarlet Violet era so far. This card kind of just came out the gate hot, and just everyone was like puzzled by it, right? The illustration were worth over $40. Everything else at this point was not that expensive, I think. I want to say because Scarlet Violet base set had really easy pull rates, and then seeing an illustration rare at $40+ was kind of confusing, particularly for me, right? I thought, oh, maybe it just has the effects of Giratina, same artist as Giratina, so people were speculating on this. And then you find out, oh, horrible print quality in Paldea Evolved, and so people who want to grade this card, graders, people who would sell and flip graded cards, is a really big niche now in the Pokemon TCG overall as a market itself. So a lot of cards do get bought up just to grade them and then sell for more. So that is a part of why the price has just gradually been increasing from $40, $50, $60, $70, and then crazy sellout or buyout at the same time as alt arts and trainer gallery cards. This is part of it as well. Hit a high at 150, giving back about 26% of it. So sitting at 111, would it be crazy to see this card under $100 again? I don't think so, but we'll see. It is one of the top chase cards in the Scarlet Violet era so far. Overall, for these top 8 cards in the set, release date price of $334, then it still dropped 45%, so that's something I look for, that 30 to 50% drop. So the same 8 cards was as low as $183. Then during that boom, that May-June boom, hit a high of $428. It's gradually giving it all back, or 30% of it, sitting at $295. So it's back to below release date price, higher than the lows. So again, like I said, with buying cards, I think there is a window opportunity to buy them at their lowest point, and after that, cards will increase in value overall. So because supply and demand dries up, and then not as many people are pulling these cards, so they buy it, and the next one just sells for a little higher. And overall, that fulfilling prophecy of cards going up in value will happen. But at a certain point, it won't increase as much, just because in my eyes, that Magic card is not a $100 card. It should be a $20 card, $30 card at most for illustration rares. That's why I bought the Japanese version. Same thing with the Raichu. I didn't think it was a $50 card. I offloaded that card at that moment to get some other cards that I wanted to fill out my personal collection. Tyranitar, I feel like is undervalued. One of my personal favorite Pokemon, and we've seen the Sleepy T-Tar. But again, it's an illustration rare. But again, people will say pull rates are very tough for this set, and that's why illustration rares are worth so much. But as you can see, a lot of it is giving back value. Overall, it's a great set. Great artwork in a lot of these cards, as you can see here. These are the top value. There's other cards that are like worth $10 or less. There are also amazing artworks to collect in your personal collection. Again, overall strong set, right? Because you got the starters, you got legendaries, you got Gen 1, Gen 2, and a top waifu card. I mean, what more can you ask for a complete set? It's one of the best sets out there, and yeah, glad it came out right away and I was able to get a booster box for it. I usually don't buy booster box at all. I don't rip a lot of cards. I am more of a singles collector, so I pick up singles when the price is right. But this is one of those sets that I just had so many great chase cards out there that I'll be happy with any of them if I was able to pull it. Even though the value is not crazy, it's just a thrill, right? It's worth the chase sometimes. So go ahead and let me know what you thought of this set. Comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.